Hope it's okay with the audience. There is a fairly
Okay,
good
madam.
audience. Yeah. Thank you. So first of all, a real hearty welcome from my side to all comrades and friends here. I apologize for being quite late. I'm sure I missed some real good delivery by some of the comrades here, but I just couldn't avoid it at last notice and amongst many other immediate work. I'm just briefly here, but I'm happy about it. I appreciate what I just heard from literature's leader on the subject, especially in the present context, I think. As Vandanaji said, I am part of Karnataka Janashakti, in fact, and Janchintana Kendra. The first is a larger political organization, mass political organization, in fact. And Janchintana Kendra is an institution on the making for imparting political education to social actors. I'm very much part of it. Mahila Munnade, about which Comrade Vandana mentioned just now, is the name of a women's organization. It means Women March Forward. It is a part of Karnataka Janashakti, in fact, which wants to fight all 5 basic inequalities of class, caste, gender, religion, and tribes or nationalities as a fist. So we came out with the conception of having a mass political organization which will address all these as seriously as possible, keeping class, of course, as a uniform principle, common factor in all inequalities. Hope I'm not too fast. Is this okay? Vandanaji?
Yeah, okay.
We have a glorious history of very rich contribution to the society, in fact, through many significant political conceptions, especially in the field of gender, by a variety of feminisms, from liberal feminism to radical feminism to socialist feminism to Dalit and Christian and Islamic feminism, about which we just heard, and even otherwise. The larger political conceptions and political understanding, and we have also have a long story of a series of valiant struggles that continue till date, in fact. Struggles that range from class issues of all laboring people, issues of women, Adivasis, Dalits, minorities, nationalities, and transgender, that is, to say, of all the exploited and oppressed in society, against the multiple inequalities, violence, and injustice imposed on them. I wish we had time to glow into such history. It takes more than a day, in fact, even to briefly mention about them. So I won't go into any such actually. This is only to say that women are present in all the struggles in the society, and our history is part of a larger history of struggles and part of the specific struggles of women in society. And in fact, we have to often fight our way through in all walks of life, in all fields, from home front, in society at large, in educational and employment fields, to mention a few, in media field and every specific field, health, whatever it be. And for just basic rights or better recognition and rights. Sadly, I would say it's also the case in many revolutionary organizations. Don't mistake me, but you have to struggle, no matter where you are. And majority women, be they even from upper classes or castes, are oppressed at different levels, let alone middle class women. Though the forms can differ, of course, and even the extent of their oppression does differ. And it must also be said that women from poor laboring sections are the worst hit. They are doubly oppressed on class and gender basis. And here I would like to add that if they happen to be from oppressed castes, minorities, or nationalities, they are in fact triply oppressed. That's the leaflet that AWWO has brought out is very fine. These are small additions. There are some more that I think along the course of our walk together we can discuss. And today, women's active role in many recent struggles, whether it be the CAA, farmers, or some worker struggles, to name a few, and their vocal presence in progressive politics cannot be overlooked. It's very, very obvious, in fact. But a big but is a big but, in fact. Women's movement is pretty weak, in fact. Organizations are rather small and relatively weak, especially progressive or any revolutionary women's organizations. Just a point to ponder, is it the question of bourgeois politics alone which has made a mockery of the very word revolution, in fact, and women's day into fun and frolic with meaningless melas and competitions? Or is it just a diversion by NGOs or revisionary political outfits who have reduced all struggles to formalism? Both, actually, I don't deny them, but it's also, I think, to do with the relatively weak state of revolutionary organizations as such. As women's organization, when we look back, haven't we made a late entry into women's arena, women's politics and struggles? Though these conceptions and women's struggle took to higher planes in 60s, and right before it from 20s, from times of Marx, in fact, it's been there, slowly picking up, very slowly, playing a great role in Russian Revolution. In fact, they were the harbingers of February Revolution in Russia. And there have been many prominent women even in Chinese Revolution, Vietnam, every other revolution, you name it, they're there, Cuba. And yet, for us as Revolution Women's Organization, for our parent organizations, if any, to pick it up, I think it's been quite late. And we even failed to organize all concerned women over the larger and specific operations with a broad and sensitive outlook and creative approach. Well, it's better to have a more self-critical outlook, not for anything else, but so we really broaden and deepen our work in our own specific states and overall, in fact. We are doing much. It's pretty good. Our approach, our understanding, our reach, they are good, but they can be much, much better if we really pay more attention. I would say this of Kannada Janshakti also, in fact. I'm not leaving it aside. I was into women's organization when I first came into the movement, not out of choice. It just so happened, actually. But then I've been into it for long years. We had a magazine also. And now I'm more into political work by choice because it matters, especially for women to be in such fields. But there's much to do, much more to learn, a long way to go, in fact. And in current fascist times where many anti-women moves are being made, very subtly and very overtly, women's work is strongly underlined. And it's not just